Hi, it's Joy, and today we're watching Andor Season 1, Episode 7, Announcement. The mission, the heist, the last arc, we have completed it. Now, I have no idea where Cassian's going to go next, I have no idea where this show is going to go next, but I am very excited. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go!
Not just representing yourself today.
It's a brown suit.
It is just a brown suit.
Paula, look at me. I don't believe in myself. I am desperate for approval.
Why might that be?
How ready and eager we are to respond, to be prepared.
Jesus Christ.
You hear the use of any local custom, festival, or tradition as cover for rebel activity will trigger permanent revocation of Imperial tolerance.
Jesus Christ.
I spoke with Emperor Palpatine last night,
Nice chat.
and he's assured me any criminal act with even indirect effect on the Empire will henceforth be branded a Class 1 offense. All
Definitely an
prison
appropriate
sentences are
response.
immediately re-evaluated.
134 Aldani residents have been taken into custody.
That was what I was afraid of. And it's one of them... Oh, I've forgotten her name again!
I worried you might do something like this.
How I wish I had.
Oh, so she didn't know. I wouldn't have approved.
I warned you when we started.
You told me we were building a network.
What were my words?
This is something else entirely.
Turning back will be
The
impossible.
network would have had to do
knew where this
something.
was
Just
going.
building information, what's the point?
Palpatine won't hesitate now.
Exactly. We need it. We need the fear. We need them
Are
to
we going to
overreact.
see the events that lead her to go into hiding? Well, not hiding, but join the
Empire has
rebellion
been
in hiding.
choking us so slowly.
People will suffer.
They will. That is the downside here, but
You're
it's
not
the only way
angry at me.
through. I don't know that there is a way to do
Every
something like
credit we can
this
get our hands on.
without causing suffering
We know
along the
how the
way.
meeting goes.
But it's less suffering than would be done in the long run.
Can't hide forever.
You're all playing a very dangerous game. You should have your go bag or whatever it was called ready at all times.
Will do.
Will do.
Loyalty is inspired here, not fear, that's for sure.
Get on with it. You heard from Cinta?
Cinta.
She's doing what she was told. We have a loose end. Cassian Andor.
You can say
All
that
you know is
again.
Clem. You need to find him.
Fuck.
Find him. You mean kill him?
This is what revolution looks like.
Was this always the plan, even if he'd done everything they wanted? Were they going to kill him before they let him
We'll
go?
send you what we have.
Because he'd have had information, or were they hoping he'd join the cause at the end of the mission? Has he gone home? They're looking for you at home. I mean, I suppose the search has died down a little bit, but even so.
You shouldn't be here.
Agreed. I get why he wants to be.
All come undone.
We won't have to worry about that.
Or did he want her to go with him?
We're getting out of here. We're leaving. It's all gonna be different now, Mom.
What's gonna go wrong? Is she not gonna want to leave because this is her home now, or... How could you bear to be around these people?
Father said I needed to ask you if I may be excused.
Yes. You're excused.
Lovely seeing you again.
But he always makes sure Mum's the mean authority and he's the fun parent.
I spent a great deal of time thinking about this conversation, Tay.
Is this her contact in the middle of a party?
But I'm hoping I can trust you.
I'm scared you
Is
can't.
this personal or political? I've done more than grow weary of the Empire. I'm afraid you'd find my politics a bit strong for your taste.
I don't think so.
I'm not sure I understand.
No.
I don't think you do.
The Mon Mothma people think they know. It's a lie. It's a projection. It's a front.
She's taking a huge risk. She has to take this risk. I get why she is.
Because as long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
Raising money.
So now at some point, obviously she has. Look, she joins the rebellion
Recently, I was able
out
to
and
take
out.
advantage of my family fortune.
Raising money for what?
forming a Chandrilan charitable outreach program. I'll ask you to be chairman. It will involve visits here.
You haven't answered my question.
And I won't. You're better off not knowing. Or perhaps you find my politics a bit strong for your taste.
Mm-hmm. She is playing such a risky game, and I admire her for it.
Troopers won't catch me. Not here.
They won't have to. He'll be turned in.
By who?
By who? By anyone?
Tell him I held up my end of the deal. And he needs to forget about me.
He's coming for you. Not personally,
That goes
but
for everybody.
I don't like him being back here. Especially as it's not like the streets are bustling at night.
Don't worry. They won't be here long. You're just going to raise their silly flag and fly away.
Calm down. You're only making things... Ready, arm!
The Republic might not have been great to you, but the Empire... We can stop some of this evil, we should stop it.
What is this?
I'm not going.
What are you talking about?
I'm staying.
But it's what's left to keep you here.
The rebellion.
What?
Ferrix has been hiding.
This is madness.
No, it's not. It's overdue and probably doomed, and I'm too old, and I don't care anymore.
Mm-hmm.
For 30, take the long way round, so I don't have to think about Clem hanging there.
That's why he picked the name Clem. Oh, Lord.
Attack at Aldani. Have you heard about this?
What about it?
Well, Bede played me the news. You know what I'm talking about? I heard that. I put on my best coat, and I walked across the square with a smile on my face. If there are heroes brave enough to take on a whole Imperial garrison...
Is that what got him sent to prison?
Aldani was just a robbery.
People are standing up.
Yeah, and
It
getting
was a
killed.
robbery for the rebellion.
That's what they will need doing.
You can't beat them, Marva.
Not if I run away.
So it's going to be one of the many things that contributes to him
I
joining.
am not.
I'll be worried about you all the time.
It's family.
Nothing you can do about that. I've never loved anything the way I love you. And I've never fretted on anything more, but this time... You can't stay, and I can't go.
She's doing what she believes is right. Even when Clem, his father,
And just one more
was trying to
thing.
stop people going against the Empire, not
Stop searching for
participate.
your sister. It's a fantasy. There were no survivors on Canary.
It's things like the rebels' actions, Aldani actions that gives people hope.
I wish to lodge a charge against a fellow supervisor.
Proceed.
I'd like to know if anyone here believes the rebellion plans its actions around the artificially constructed boundaries of our sectors.
Major Partagaz created those sectors.
You think the relevance of my work has been supplanted?
Systems either
She
change
is
or die.
bold.
Sir.
Imagine if everyone in this room played as loose with the rules as you.
Excellent suggestion, Blevin. I'm wondering where we'd be right now if everyone here showed the same endeavor as Supervisor Mira.
Fuck, yep.
I'm reassigning the Morlana sector to Supervisor Mira. Ferrix is of great interest to her and has clearly become a distraction for you.
Did not go the way he wanted.
But as always, I salute. Well played.
Thank you, sir.
Watch your back.
Yes. This is not a place where you can rise without people thinking you're taking them down a peg or two. Plus, I'd kind of like you to get taken down a peg or 10.
Well, we need stuff.
How long has it been? Can he live a life of leisure, knowing what's going on? Why are they running? It's not really away from the Empire. It might not be under direct Empire control, but for how long?
You're a part of it.
Part of what?
I'll ask the questions.
Can't escape anything.
Runners heading south.
I'm a tourist.
Tourists don't run.
But I'm not running.
You got that right. That window
Oh my
is
god.
shut.
Yep. No safety from the Empire.
Right there. No, this is great.
Hang on to this one for me. I want to check the shelter.
He said hang.
No.
Hang.
No, he means what?
Oh my god.
Hang.
This is a wonderful droid. He wasn't even involved in anything. He was just walking.
Charges. Next.
Fucking hell.
Girl.
Yep. You're gonna have to fight back. The world is not a great one.
Civil disruption, anti-imperial speech, fleeing the scene of anti-imperial activity, attempted damage to imperial property.
I'm sorry, there's something wrong.
I wouldn't. We've got enough trouble without a resisting judgment charge.
I'm just a tourist.
Fucking hell, there's no trial.
Apologies all round. 6 years.
Jesus Christ.
No, wait! Hey!
Take it up with the Emperor.
Wait!
No trial or anything.
Wait!
They're literally giving him no choice but to become part of the rebellion, are they? If he can get away. Okay, Cassian going home to Ferrix was incredibly stupid, and I am amazed he got away with it. You know, if you'd told me he was going to end the episode being arrested, I would have been like, yes, because he went home to Ferrix, not because he was walking along a beach and happened to look shady. I suppose with his past and with the times he has been in trouble with the law and with knowing that he's technically a man on the run, you do get a bit shifty. I mean, I walk past a police officer, my brain goes into don't look suspicious, don't look suspicious. Like genuinely, I'm like, oh my god, do I smile at them? Is that suspicious? I haven't committed a crime. But when Cassian has committed crimes, of course he's going to look a bit shady. And the honest truth is they don't care. To be honest, if they can present to the Empire, oh, we made all these arrests, aren't we great? It'll look better for them than if they, oh, we only caught 2 people. Definitely watching the way he was arrested at the end was terrifying because there was not even a semblance of a trial. He had no chance to speak up for himself, to defend himself. Now, the danger is, where are his credits stored? Are they just in that place with the woman? How well does he know her? Is she going to find it and steal it? Is it still, like, will his credits be there when he gets back? Or is he going to be back to not having anything? And I'm saying this assuming he's going to escape before, you know. Because obviously right now they think he's Keith Garble or something. They don't know he's Cassian Andor. So he's got himself into a very sticky situation. But I think it goes to show that the Empire's reach is everywhere, and he would have had to try and go to some absolute backwater, out of the way, crappy planet that no one wants to go to hope to try and avoid the Empire, which, you know, he didn't do. He went to a tourist planet. I don't blame him for wanting to run away from the fight, you know, as much as you want to scream, you want everyone to be like, oh, I would readily go and join the fight. When you've had so much taken from you by the old government, by the new government, and you've seen what a mess the rebellion was, because that heist, while it was, you know, ultimately successful, it was a mess of misguided loyalties and people who didn't truly believe and all of that kind of nonsense. That I don't blame him for not wanting to join up right now. I don't blame him for trying to walk the other way. And I actually respect him for trying to get his mum and bring her along with him. I wonder if her commitment to the rebellion is going to make him think, like, well, if she can come around, even like though she's older, even though she's kind of given up on that kind of lifestyle for a while, now she's willing to do whatever it takes. And I definitely think seeing the fact that it is impossible to hide from the arm of the Empire no matter what you do will probably be one of the things that leads him to joining the rebellion. The question is just going to be, how is he going to become someone that truly believes in the rebellion, that isn't just doing it because it's his best out of a bad bunch of options, but is doing it because he believes in it. Now, on Ferrix, obviously their world has changed, and yes, Cassian was the person that made it happen, but if it hadn't been him, it would have been something else. The Empire was looking for an excuse to take over, to expand their reach. You know, when the Empire first took over, it probably was quite happy with these small corporate entities with their own guards who ruled to them, who were under their rule, but who did their own thing and they didn't have to personally manage it. Now that the Empire is spread out, it's got the manpower, it's got the systems in place, they're quite happy to go and take control of literally everything. If it wasn't Cassian, it would have been somebody else. But it was kind of sad to see how Ferrix which was so kind of independent despite the corporate rule, has sort of fallen to the fear and despair of the Empire, because the Empire will do that to literally everywhere. Fascism is a nightmare. If you're right wing, you're wrong. The scene when, you know, we're saying like, how can I go, because I'll always worry about you, and she does, that's love, and like, you can't get away from it. And it's true. They both have to respect that the other person's choices are their choices, and they did in this episode. Now, Val, I know her name, it's Vel or Val, I think. She was sent to get Cassian to clear up any loose ends. Now, I presume that means that, you know, he's walking around. Was the dude who's in charge, was his ultimate hope that Cassian would be converted to the cause during the heist, would be like, can I stick around and do more heists with you? And then they keep him on board as a brilliant person, because he's a brilliant asset to the rebellion. And then if he was like, I'll take my cut now, they'd be like, you're dead. Sorry, sir. I wonder if she's going to help him escape. Maybe, you know, it'll be like, you come with me or else. What's her opinion? Because obviously she watched basically everybody she went with on that mission die, apart from Cassian. And oh my god, Vinta? I was like, I'm going to remember her name, and brain fog. My CFS is mildly flaring at the moment. It's not too bad, but my brain fog is like 1,000 times worse. Sorry. So she doesn't know if she's alive, if she's safe. I guess it's a long road home for her. So I do wonder what her response will be, because obviously the last time she saw Cassian, he killed a member of the group, held her at gunpoint, took his cut, and left. And he was the one that could fly the escape vehicle. So like, it wasn't exactly the best parting, even though I think she probably does trust that Skian was going to turn on them. What would their reunion be? And again, she was a character that I wasn't 100% sure we would see again after that arc. I hope we find out if the girl on the planet escaped. So then you have, of course, the Coruscant drama and the politics, and Mon Mothma. Can she trust this guy? She knows him from her past. She knows him well. And the fact that he was speaking to a senator of the Empire and saying, oh, you know, my politics are a bit much for you. You know, I don't support the Empire, essentially. Now, that is either he's a really great person to trust and he really will be useful to the rebellion and to her, or that is exactly what you say to somebody that the Empire suspects of having anti-Empire leanings, because that gets her to trust you. At the moment, I'm kind of going towards trusting him, and thinking that the problem is going to be her husband. I can't remember whether in Rebels, when she had to flee Coruscant and the Rebels helped her like get to the rebellion, whether that was by her choice. I think the Empire was she kind of forced her hand, and like she didn't have a choice but to go in and join the rebellion. And I'm just so intrigued with what's happening. Obviously her husband is despicable, largely because he's like, I live in luxury, the poor people suffer, as it should be. But even just the way their marriage is, obviously it's not a very happy marriage, and you can definitely, I think some of the way the daughter acts up is because of that, but every interaction with that child is, I'm fun dad, go ask me mum. And I hate that kind of thing so much. Mon Mothma is in an extremely dangerous and tricky position, as is the dude who's sort of organising everything from his antique shop. But Mon Mothma is a very public face. She is someone that people know, and she's doing a very good job right now, but one slip up and that is it for her and her family, potentially. So I really wonder whether in this show we're going to see Mon Mothma end up having to go to the rebellion. Because for a show that's called Andor, we spend a lot of time with people who aren't Cassian. And I almost feel like this show should be called like Beginning of the Rebellion with Cassian Andor. I'm not complaining. I'm loving following Cassian's journey, but I'm also really loving this wider context of the Empire, including of life under the Empire, and including the actual like ISB Imperial shenanigans with Deidre. Very dedicated. You know, part of me wants to be like, you go girl, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, and then I remember that she's working for the Empire, and I'm like, fall in a hole and die. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of power moves and political maneuvering within that organization. If you make one mistake, I feel like you could do 1,000 things right, make one mistake, and they'll squash you. So I am really intrigued with watching that. It's not necessarily, again, that's something I expected even less than seeing the rebellion fermenting, is kind of seeing the other side of things. This is a very good episode, the beginning of, I guess the beginning of another arc, in that like, maybe a transition really, and now he's been arrested, and like he could spend the next 6 episodes there aren't 6 in the season, are there? He could spend the next 6 episodes in prison. He could be broken out. He could not even make it to prison before he escapes. I truly do not know what's going to happen next. We just need to hope that they don't do like a DNA scan or anything to figure out who he really is, because then it will get bad for him. Like, a 6-year sentence isn't good, but I'm fairly confident he will be able to escape. Either he'll make friends and escape, he'll break away before he even gets there, or the rebellion will come and try and kill him and he'll escape, or recruit him again and he'll escape. But if they know that he is Cassian Andor, they will probably take him from this random planet prison to like an even worse place. So yes, very good episode. A reminder that you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and thank you so much for watching.